This is the 2017 Ducati Supersport S. I'm going to do a quick overview and get into some details about the bike. A lot of people describe this bike as a sports tourer bike, but to me it's really just a more comfortable sports bike. Most sports bikes are fantastic on the track, but for everyday riding, it's like riding a torture rack. And a lot of the standard bikes look good, but they're just not sporty enough. And I think the Supersport S or the Supersport have the best combination of sportiness, looks, and performance. And most of all, comfort. The riding position is somewhere between a Monster and a Panigale S. So if you actually sit on the bike, you see that I'm 6'1", and feet on the ground easily. The seat height is 31.9 inches, and the reach is just a slight lean forward, a little bit more so than the Monster, but not as aggressive as the Panigale. So it's a very good, comfortable bike, and if you're looking for a comfortable, sporty bike that can do some light touring, then this is your bike. So let's talk about the engine. It has a 113 horsepower, 937 cc engine, and I believe it has 93 newton meters of torque, and 80% of that torque is available at only 3,000 RPMs. So it's a really good torquey engine that's tuned perfect for everyday riding and commuting, and there's plenty of power there for sporty riding, canyon carving, and a few track days thrown in. The top speed is around 160 miles an hour, so that's plenty fast for most occasions. You're really not going to be doing that on the street, so it's definitely more than enough for the street. Okay, let's talk technology. The bike comes standard with the Ducati Safety Pack, which features Bosch ABS. You have 4-piston ABS in the front, and you have 2 calipers in the back. It also comes with Ducati traction control, as well as 3 different riding modes. So you have a sport mode, you have an urban mode, and you have a touring mode. And the different riding modes tweak the horsepower, the engine braking, and the ABS for different riding conditions. And you could also customize each of those riding modes individually and tweak them exactly how you like. So mostly I just leave it in sport mode. On occasion I'll throw it into urban mode, which dials back the horsepower to I believe somewhere around 70 horsepower, and it increases the traction control. So if you're on like a slippery, rainy type road, you tend to get into a lot less trouble in the urban mode. One of the other features it has is the Ducati up and down quick shifter, which is really fantastic. So if you haven't ridden a motorcycle with an up and down quick shifter, give one a test ride. I mean, they're really fantastic. It's awesome. I can't say anything more about it. It's just great. The bike also has a few other details. You have a seat cowl. You have a windshield that is adjustable. You just sort of pull it out and up, and you get another inch or so in height. You also do have folding mirrors. You just slide them up, fold them back. You have passenger foot pegs. You have this cool single-sided swing arm, so no arm in the way there. Standard exhaust to me looks great. Some people upgrade. but I think I'm going to leave the exhaust standard. The only real thing I'm going to do is do a tail tidy on this and clean that up a bit. So far the only thing I've really done is throw on a tank protector. Speaking of the tank, this is a 4.2 gallon tank. Is made of steel, so you can use a magnetic tank bag, which I typically throw on here if I'm commuting. Unlike some of the other old plastic tanks, this is steel, so no worries about that. What other technology we have? We have lights. Let's talk about the lights. The front headlight is not LED, but you do have a daytime LED running light, and you have LED turn signals and brake light. I did replace the standard bulb in there with like a Philips high intensity bulb, more brighter white, which I think goes with the other lights and looks better on the bike overall. But I haven't really done much to the bike so far because really there's not a whole lot you need to do. I mean, it's a great bike. It's pretty much stock, so you can't really go wrong. The seat is super comfortable. As far as storage under there, there's just a tiny bit of storage. So to open the rear seat, you basically just turn your key and you can remove the seat. And underneath you have your Ducati toolkit. And you also have, if you go to this side, there is a covered USB plug. Take this off, set the seat down. So you do have a USB outlet inside there, and when it's not in use you just plug it back up. On the left side you have a battery tender, and there is an additional plug up front behind the windscreen where people plug in additional electronics like a navigation system or something else, but pretty much it. Okay, the wheels and tires. You do have the 3-spoke aluminum wheels. The tires are Diablo Rosso 3s. In the back, I think you have a 180/55. Let me check. And in the front, you have a 120/70. So, and they're both 17-inch. Okay, some basic measurements about the bike. As I said earlier, the seat height is 31.9 inches. You have a 53.8-inch wheelbase, and you have a 24-degree rake. At 6'1", 200 pounds, this bike is super comfortable to ride, and I think shorter people would have not too much of a problem, and taller people as well should be able to fit. The seat pegs aren't adjustable, so if you're really tall, 6'6" type guy, then pretty much most things are going to be uncomfortable for you. Can I say suspension? The S model comes with Öhlins front and rear. They're both adjustable. And let's talk about the differences between the standard model and the S model. There's really only 3 major differences. The S model comes with the Öhlins, whereas the standard model comes with, I think, a Marzocchi front shock and a Sachs rear shock. The S model comes with a seat cowl, and the S model comes standard with the up and down quick shifter. Other than that, I think the 2 bikes are pretty much identical. Same engine, same horsepower. It's basically just suspension, quick shifter, and a removable seat cover. So I guess the real question is, would I buy this bike again? And the answer to that is yes, absolutely I would. This is a fantastic all-around sporty bike that's comfortable to ride in everyday conditions, commuting, canyon carving, and great to take to the track for a couple days too. As with anything, there are a couple of gripes that I would have. The only things I can think of are probably 3 things. One, the mirrors are a little buzzy at highway speed. This is a known issue, and this is an issue with a lot of motorcycles, so it's not really that big of an issue. You can ease off the throttle a little bit at highway speeds to get a little bit better view out of the mirror, but It's not so bad that you can't see anything at all behind you. You can definitely notice if there's a car in either of the lanes by looking at the mirrors, but still, wish there was something that could be done to dampen that a little bit. The other thing is that there is no cruise control on this bike, where I don't really ride long distances, so I don't really have that much of a need for cruise control, but it would have been a nice addition to the bike. The other thing is the ABS. There's no cornering ABS. A lot of the newer bikes have thrown in the cornering ABS as well, which helps you out in cornering situations, but this just has the standard ABS. The other last issue would be shifting into neutral when the bike is starting up. It's a real pain in the ass. When the bike's off, started, shift into neutral, no issues. But finding neutral when you're at a light or somewhere else is nearly impossible at this point. So hopefully that's supposed to get better once the bike breaks in. I only have a little over 700 miles and I've done the first service on this bike. So hopefully it starts breaking in a little bit more. But other than that, there's not really a lot I could criticize on this bike. Anything else would be just nitpicking, and overall it's a fantastic bike and I would definitely buy it again. So the only thing left to do is start it up, see how it sounds. You have to have the kickstand to start it. So that's pretty much it. It's my opinion of the bike. I'll do another video where I'm out riding on the roads and talking about more of the ride and how it handles there, which is fantastic, by the way. But until next time, see you.